Welcome to the City Talk podcast. I'm your host, Amanya Salas. City Talk, common sense politics with eyes on Orlando. We are focused on the City Beautiful, a city that has been long known for its beauty and vibrant community. There's a growing call for change. High crime escalates, violence soaring, rents soaring, and a severe shortage of affordable housing have cast a shadow over the city's charm. The homeless population is on the rise, and the issues related to crime, drug shootings have become all too common. Despite these challenges, Mayor Buddy Dyer and local leaders have been criticized for not adequately addressing the pressing concerns for the city. In response to these issues, City Talk emerges as a platform for dialogue where we can engage with the diverse range of voices, including leaders, business figures, lawmakers, pastors, community advocates, and more. Our goal is clear. We aim to shed light on the current state of a city that was once considered the City Beautiful. Through conversation and informed decisions, we thrive to educate and inform our community about the actions and decisions of our elected officials at both the local and the state level. Our commitment to transparency ensures that our message is clear, open, and accessible to all. We bleed red, blue, and green, hence our logo. So we are a voice for all community members here on this platform. So, in today's conversation, we're going to be taking a look at the 4 candidates running for office, the highest office in this city, which is the mayor's seat. We have had a mayor for over 20 years, a king, if you wouldn't mind, who has been reigning over the constituents for over 20 years. But today, we're going to take a look at the 3 candidates who is challenging this king, Buddy Dyer. We have Steve Dixon, who is a first-time challenger. We have Tony Vargas, another newcomer. And we have Sam Ings, who has taken on this battle. This will be his second time taking on the Buddy Dyer machine, the King machine. So we're going to take a look at their websites and look at their concerns and their platform. So we're going to have a brief message from the sponsor of our video, and then we're going to dive in to the conversation with their websites to talk about what it is that these 4 men stands for when it comes to what is best for the constituents, for the residents, for the community of the City Beautiful. Stay tuned. City Talk Podcast, Common Sense Politics, Eyes on Orlando. We are so proud to partner with the Orlando Patriot. Orlando Patriot is an online store, patriotic merchandise, everything you need, flags, t-shirts, hats, magnets, and more. They have wonderful patriotic merchandise to support all of your causes where you can show off your patriotic spirit. So Orlando Patriot, they are currently offering 30% off on all merchandise. And the coupon code is City Talk. We're going to start our conversation or our digging first into candidate Tony Vargas. Now we're going to take a look at his website so we can understand what it exactly Tony Vargas is offering his is offering. So here we are. His plan to tackle crime, restore Orlando's beauty, and grow local businesses. So provide law enforcement with the necessary resources and support to protect our neighborhoods effectively. That's one. Restore the vibrancy of our downtown area while delivering compassionate solutions to homeless and putting an end to tent cities. Grow local businesses. Nurture a resilience and inclusive economy where local businesses serve as the bedrock of a thriving downtown Orlando. About Tony Vargas. Vargas, a seasoned fitness professional and active Orlando resident for over 3 decades, has dedicated his life to the pursuit of health and wellness. Born in Buffalo, New York. All right. On December 18, 1962, Tony embarked on a journey that would lead him to become a prominent figure in the fitness industry and a beloved member of the Orlando community. Okay, we're not going to read everything here on Tony, his bio here. We want to get to the issues. So let's see here. We'll move around it, but we're not going to read it everything word for word. Tony Vargas is a dedicated and experienced individual committed to making Orlando a safer and more prosperous city for all its residents. With a deep understanding of the challenge facing the community, he is determined to bring positive change to the city by addressing crime issues and fostering a welcoming environment for businesses to flourish. Tony Vargas is excited to speak with Orlando voters and will serve the people of Orlando with a diligence and work ethic he puts into his business. Okay. The issues. Okay. Wow. This is okay. I was going to say these are definitely a long list. These bullet points, no, it seems like it's a longer version of a paragraph. I thought they were bullet points. I was going to say, whoa. Anyway, public crime and public safety, homeless tent cities, revitalizing downtown, boosting local business, and supporting first responders. Okay. Tony's campaign is propelled by a profound commitment to addressing the growing crime rate with unwavering dedication to the safety and well-being of the community. Tony stands as a staunch advocate for providing law enforcement with the necessary resources and support to protect our neighborhoods effectively. His vision transcends politics. It's about shaping a city where residents can live without fear and business owners can thrive. Okay, so I like that part. That's definitely. We're gonna just say this to get it out of the way. All of these candidates here believe that safety is priority. Now, I don't know if Buddy Dyer feels that way, being that these things are happening under his watch. So if he was really an effective mayor, we wouldn't have these issues and people wouldn't be running on these issues. So Buddy Dyer, as I'm seeing it right here, crime and public safety does not seem to be top of mind for Buddy Dyer because these things are happening under his administration. We've got tent cities that's popping up everywhere downtown. People are afraid to go down there. All of these things is under the leadership of Mayor Buddy Dyer. So we know that crime is an issue, and Tony Vargas has that as one of his key points here. And we know that Sam Inks has that as his one of his key points because we interviewed him a couple of weeks ago. And Steve Dixon also has that as a key point on his platform. So I wanted to just lay that out there. This is across the board for everyone except for maybe Buddy Dyer. Now let's continue. He has here homeless tent cities. Homeless tent cities are oh God, my words, deteriorating? Oh, I get it. Homeless tent cities are deteriorating the quality of life in our downtown core. Acknowledging the urgency of the situation, Tony endeavors to restore the vibrancy of our downtown area while delivering compassionate solutions to homeless and putting an end to the emergence of tent cities. Okay, so let's talk about this real quick because now I need to understand what he's saying. So, delivering compassionate solutions to the homeless and putting an end to these tent cities. Okay, great. There are laws on the books, as I understand it. We have laws on the books, and so dealing with, and from what I understand, the majority of the homeless that's down there are not your normal everyday person. These are people who have addictions. These are folks that are addicts and have some mental issues. So dealing with them compassionately, from what I'm gathering, is that we need to remove them off the streets compassionately, put them in rehabilitation centers, removing the tent cities, clearing it out, going into the woods, going into Terry Street, and clearing it out. As a common sense resident, that is what I'm looking for. Remove these folks that have put themselves in this situation, because there is so many agencies that is willing to help get you on your feet. They are there. They exist. And I have worked with many of them in the housing business. And so if you're ready to get yourself cleaned up and moved on, they have partnered with apartment complexes where they can clean you up, get you into an apartment, pay your rent, pay your down payment, pay your application fee. All of these things, these community partners are there to do. But you got to be clean. You got to get yourself together. So dealing with the homeless situation downtown, if these people are not willing to get clean and get themselves in a place, then I don't know how compassionate one can be. Because if you offer them this opportunity to get clean and then get them to jobs and so on, which can be done, by the way, but if they don't want to do it because of their addiction and they enjoy the life that they lead, living on the streets and, things like that, then we're not going to get too far. So dealing with them is one thing. Giving them compassion is another thing. Getting them off the street, that is something completely different. And I am eager to see how the rest of these candidates talk about what they want to do. I'd like to see the plans. I don't want to hear we've got to clean up downtown. We all know that this is happening. We all know that it has to be done. But what is your plan? Is my question to this candidate. He says he's to deliver a compassionate solution, but what is your plan to getting them out? I kind of given you a plan there. I kind of did. But what is your plan to get these people off the street? Again, these are not the folks that, has been vacated out of their homes and, they're down on their luck. These are chronic. These are chronic people with alcoholism, drug addictions, whatever else, they do. That's who we're talking about. These are the people that's down there. These are the people that's laying up there in front of businesses. These are the people that's out there downtown, not the normal, because those people who become homeless through unfortunate circumstances, they maneuver their way out. They find those agencies, and those agencies are partnered with them, and they get themselves together, and they're off the street, and they're off of people's couches in no time. Not these people, not the chronic homeless that's downtown. These are the people with a severe situations, and again, they have put themselves into those situations, and of course now it's the city's problem to handle. Okay, so we're going to move on to his third thing is revitalizing downtown. With our streets marred by crime, homelessness, graffiti, and a pervasive sense of unease among the local community, it is clear that a transformable change is needed. Okay, Tony's top priority is the well-being of Orlando citizens. Okay, his vision approach positions the esteemed University of Central Florida at the center of the revitalization, envisioning the UCF Knights as catalyst for a fresh beginning. Under Tony's leadership, Orlando will breathe new life and a brighter future for all residents. Not sure where that meant, but let's move on. Hold on. Boasting local business. Tony firmly believes that local businesses are the heart of a thriving city. Yes. His economic policy transcends mere statistics. It's about nurturing a resilient and inclusive local community where small businesses serve as a bedrock of thriving downtown. By cultivating this vibrant ecosystem, Orlando can attain sustainable economic growth, create employment opportunities for its residents, and ultimately forge a more prosperous and dynamic city for all. Again, what's the plan? What are you gonna do? What's your plan? This doesn't tell me anything except it's words sewn together. It's not giving me a plan. Supporting first responders. Okay. I hope that includes the police. Tony is committed to securing increased resources, funding the state-of-the-art equipment for our first responders. This includes a strong emphasis on investing in training, technology, and infrastructure to empower them to carry out their duties effectively and safely. Building stronger connections between first responders and communities they serve is a cornerstone of Tony's approach. His vision to collaborate outreach programs, initiate and foster trust, understanding partnership between first responders and the residents of Orlando. What is first responders? Because when you tell me first responders, I think fire, I think the ambulance, not necessarily the police. So I think it would have been nice to highlight if we're talking about law enforcement here, unless Mr. Vargas has a not so strong fight when it comes to backing the blue. So I'm just kind of curious as to what supporting first responders mean, because I think that would be two different subjects. First responders, ambulance, and things like that, and then the police, which is not technically first responders. They are the police. They are the law. And so I find it to be a little bit not quite there with this first responders thing. So help Tony become our next mayor, contribute. Okay. And let's look a little bit. Maybe we'll see some other activities. Where's the dots to see some other things? Oh, this is it. We can't see nothing else. Oh, it's a one pager. Can't see nothing else. You can see the Contribute Now button. And that's all she wrote. Okay. There's nothing else. Okay, so now we are taking on the next. Okay, now we're taking on the next candidate in this race, Steve Dixon. Steve Dixon for Mayor of Orlando, common sense solutions for the city beautiful. Welcome to the official campaign website of Steve Dixon, a candidate you can believe in, running for Mayor of Orlando. Feeling as though your voice has been lost in the last 20 years? Yeah. With this leadership? Yeah. You're not alone. Okay. We're willing to listen and work with you to find solutions to make the lives of everyone better. It's time for a fresh, common sense approach to restoring the city beautiful. Steve's key goals: make life affordable, lowering the cost of living, lighten your tax burden, and cut inflated city utility bills. Yeah, that OUC bill is no joke. Economic opportunity for all, create an environment that incentivizes economic growth, bringing new businesses and good jobs to our community. Safe and compassionate communities restore public safety, combat drug dealers and traffickers, and compassionately address the issue of the homeless. Well, we've already discussed that compassionate withdrawal, so I do hope that with Steve and his campaign, that means we're going to try to help as much as we can. But at some point, we have to draw the line and say, friend, you have been given multiple opportunities and you can't live here on the streets. It's either you move into a mental facility to help you with your mental problems, your drug addictions and your alcohol addictions and so on, or we find a nice prison cell for you where you can live it out there. At least that's how I'm looking at the compassionate end. And that is across the board with this problem. It doesn't matter if you're Steve Dixon, Buddy Dyer, or anybody else. This is the approach that's going to work. You can have compassion, but at the end of the day, these people need to try to help themselves. As you can pour over with compassion, but if they're not willing to, at some point, we're going to have to take a hard turn, and we either put you in facilities or we put you in a jail cell. One or the other. Now, a candidate for all. Steve is focused on common sense solutions that matter to everyone, whether you are left or whether you are right. If you feel left behind by the current administration, Steve Dixon is your candidate. And so we have here, let's see if we can see. Okay, we've got Meet Steve here. And there he is. Got a nice, oh, that's beautiful. The Florida America pin. That's wonderful. Here's a quote from Steve. My life is one of service to God and country. I've dedicated my life to service from my time as a Marine. He's a Marine. He served the country for 5 years in the Middle East to the following 35 years in defense industry. In addition to serving as a pastor, he's also a pastor, a man of God, and ministry leader in the church. In 20 years under the current mayor, our city has lost its luster. As Orlando City Mayor, I will serve and lead our people, families, and businesses in a clean, safe, and peaceful community with a vibrant economy and an unequal quality of life. Well, that's absolutely wonderful. He's got voter information here to get you right to the supervisors of elections. And he's provided some background pictures here of him in the field. We've got some, oh, look at that. That's me. And we've got, oh, how wonderful. There he is, the young Marine. Here he is with Representative Bankston, Dennis Prager, Carl Jackson. So a little background, Scotty Moore. Here he is with Lou Marin and Amanya Salas. So wonderful, wonderful stuff. I do love this picture right here. This is a beautiful shot. What else we've got on this website? Volunteer. If you're willing to volunteer for Steve Dixon, you can go on his website, fill it out, and come on down and help. Okay. Oh, we've got more. The issues. Now, let's see what we have. Making life affordable for you. We aim to lower the cost of living, reduce taxes, and bring down the utility bills. How we'll do it? Oh, okay. We'll revise zoning laws and fast-track approvals to make it easier for developers to bring affordable housing. Okay, I've been asking for solution. I've been asking for a plan. I've been asking for how are you going to do? So here he is. He's giving us how he will do something. We're also working on tax relief programs that target low-income families and seniors, giving them the financial breathing room they need. And when it comes to inflated utility costs, we're doing a comprehensive audit to identify wasteful spending inefficiencies so your monthly bills can go down. That will definitely help. Your economic opportunity is our priority goal. We want to jumpstart the economy in our city, bringing in new businesses and creating jobs for residents. How we're going to do that? We'll cut through the red tape for small business owners and even provide grants to them to get started. Yeah, the red tape of starting businesses here in Orlando is unbelievable. If we can get rid of some of that red tape, especially now with opportunities of people working from home, there's so many ways we need to be able to use our home as our business headquarters without having to go get a P.O. box and turning around your addresses and all this crazy stuff that they ask, just to sell stuff online. I mean, it's crazy what they do. So cutting the red tape is definitely something I am an advocate for. So we're also looking to attract bigger companies with well-paying jobs by creating attractive tax incentives and bringing state-of-the-art business zones. Okay, I think that's a great way to bring in other businesses because people are not coming here because of all of the regulations. So if we can cut that, we can really bring some thriving businesses in. So that's a great plan there. A safer, more compassionate community. We plan to restore public safety, combat drug trafficking, and address homelessness in a compassionate manner. That word just keeps coming up, doesn't it? How we're going to do that? First, we'll strengthen our police force with the training and resources they need to keep you safe. We're also focusing on community community policing to build trust between residents and law enforcement. Yes. To tackle drug trafficking, we'll enhance cooperation between local, state, and federal agencies and our homeless residents. We're coordinating directly with local agencies and stakeholders to provide resources that they need to rebuild their lives, like job training and mental health services. Again, all good for that, all willing. There's a plan, but my whole thing is a lot of these folks are very stubborn and they like being out there on the street. And so we're going to work with you compassionately, but at the end of the day, you got two options. You're going to get off the street, get off these tents, or you're going to end up in a jail cell. That's how I see it. Okay, so here we are with Mr. Sam Beings, who I had the pleasure of interviewing a couple of weeks ago. He was actually the last episode on this podcast. Very sweet individual, and I really enjoyed our conversation. So, Mr. Ings, let us look at his website and to see what it is that Sam Ings has to offer. And so, vote Ings for Mayor of Orlando, November 7th. That's right. There he is in the community. Okay, wonderful. A nice video there of him moving around in the community. We're not gonna play it, but it's good to see he's got some friends out there. That's wonderful to see. And now let's see what the issues are. A better Orlando for everyone is my promise. And as we know, Mr. Ings has been an advocate in the community for a long time. He was the former Orlando police commander. Also, he was a commissioner in the city as well. Now, his vision for Orlando. He's got 5 key areas for a vibrant Orlando. Crime prevention. Everybody's on it. Affordable housing. Same thing across the board. Economic development. Same thing. But here's an interesting one. Roads and infrastructure. The other 2 candidates did not talk about roads and infrastructure. And they actually didn't talk about affordable housing either. They both talked about crime and public safety and the economic development. But Sam Ings here has affordable housing and road and infrastructure. Being that we know all about crime and prevention, but let's see what he has here. I will add more neighborhood police to deter crime, prevent large-scale vacancies, and put more officers in the communities. With the police background, this gives him an advantage because he does know about policing. So that gives him a better edge over the other 2 candidates. Make neighborhood policing a priority in every community, not just downtown. Okay, I like that too. Not focusing just on downtown, but there's a bigger Orlando outside of just downtown. Develop programs to foster better relationship between the police and our community. Increase and improve crosswalk stripping to protect pedestrians. Add sidewalk signals for people with disabilities throughout our entire city. Keep our children safe from human trafficking. Okay, so these are his on crime, and then affordable housing. Make affordable housing a true priority. End a 20-year drought for Orlando being ranked worst in the country for affordable housing. Partner with developers to adequately build affordable housing. I'd like to see that. Create workforce housing for firefighters, police, and teachers, young professionals, and so on. That would make them want to settle here, young professionals. So that's a good idea. Build dwellings where the property owners own both the land and the dwelling units, allowing wealth to be passed to future generations. That's great. That's awesome. I like that plan. And let's see, economic development. I will bring transparency and accountability to awarding city contracts. Partner with entrepreneurs worldwide to build a diverse economy in Orlando. Partner with local businesses to create training programs to prepare for higher wage jobs. Link partnerships with nonprofit association corporations to create jobs within the community. Provide youth development training for smart technology. Enhance transportation in Orlando. Here is what I'm interested in. Road and infrastructure repair. Okay. Use your tax dollars wisely to repair damaged roads, improve street lights, and rebuild sewer lines in our community. Okay. Okay, good. I think that's probably a good idea because these sewer lines, it's probably why one of our OUC bill is so high. Maybe because, those things are rotten under there. So maybe that's a definitely weigh. I think the Steve Dixon campaign talked about lowering bills through the same aspect. Provide traffic signals at intersections that are difficult to enter roadways. Yeah, I know firsthand because I had an accident at one of these intersections. The roads are so wide, it's difficult for pedestrians to cross the street. I mean, I even with this campaign, even yesterday, I was out in the field putting signs out and crossing the street. I was terrified. But that's my phobia from, my accident last year. But yeah, I'm like, I won't move until I see the little white walking sign, and then I run across because I'm like, oh my God. And I'm looking everywhere, making sure that I'm not going to get hit. So that's kind of important. Install proper sidewalk strips and intersections and design safer roads, and force drivers yielding to pedestrians and bicyclists. And another thing I observed while out there, I was on a famous intersection, Cimarron Boulevard and Lake Underhill. And when the cars, I'm telling you, when they U-turn, when they're in that turn and they're U-turning to go back the way they came from, yo, you're on the sidewalk, especially like those trucks, pickup trucks, they come all the way near the sidewalk. And if you're just standing there on the sidewalk, you can get hit. I mean, it's dangerous. Next time I'm out there, I may take some video just so people can see how dangerous it is. But it's legal. You can do it, but it's very dangerous. Send crews to remove trash and debris from our roads and right-of-ways. Okay, well, you put those prisoners to work. Isn't that what they used to do? They used to put the prisoners to work to clean the streets. They should still do that. You should implement that. In conclusion, One Orlando. Okay, all neighborhoods will receive the same improved level of city services, not just downtown. Okay, opportunities extend for all regardless of social status, race, sex, and gender. Transparent and accountable procedures toward Orlando City contracts. Fair treatment of Orlando City contracts for all entrepreneurs and businesses wanting to invest here. Okay, so far, I'd have to say Sam Ings has a beautiful platform. And here is his achievements. Did we do that already? Oh, achievements, community funding. Okay, here's he is with the community. How nice. I'm not gonna read all this activities, community activities for children and seniors. So, there he is with the seniors and the kiddies. Oh, how precious. Oh, how precious. Very nice. I'm not gonna read all this, but you can check out his website for yourself. And again, he's been in the community. He's been in there for many, many years. So I'm not surprised to see all of this here. So this is Sam Ings, and our next one is going to be the king himself, Buddy Dyer. So here we are with Buddy the King Dyer. That's what you call somebody when they've been in office for 20 years plus. Okay. What does he want to work on? So he's been in office for 20 years. We've got a homeless situation. Let's see what his priorities are. Buddy's priorities: increase public safety, keep our community safe, and always be Mayor Buddy Dyer's top. Expanding police protection has kept crime low. Expanding police protection has kept crime low. Where? Orlando? I don't know what you're talking about, Willis. Keeping it low? You haven't kept it low. That's why we have a crime problem right now. Through his leadership, the city annually dedicates more than half of its general fund budget to public safety, investing in the latest tools, trainings, and technologies. How is it that you're not keeping crime low? How is it that people are still committing crimes? What is it that you're in training and so on, but yet crime is going up? Additionally, Mayor Dyer has prioritized funding to ensure that every single school in Orlando has a school resource office on campus. What you need is to have guards, police guards in these schools. To continue enhancing the city's public safety response, the Orlando Police Department launched a new program to send behavioral health experts to respond to non-violent 911 calls. They're sending mental counselors to non-violent crimes. Yeah, I got a problem with that because, again, we're in the process of dealing with criminals. You don't know what people have. You don't know what the situation is until you get there to know if you need a police or if you need a counselor. You can bring a counselor along. I say bring one along, sure. But you can't put counselors in place of police. It doesn't make any sense. So that's one of the reasons crime is getting up, is because they're sending counselors to crime scenes. His commitment to the safety of the residents has also made the Orlando Fire Department one of the most elite departments in the country. The Orlando Fire Department has an ISO rating of 1, meaning they are one of the top 50 fire departments in America out of more than 55,000 departments. To continue providing the highest level of emergency medical services, the Orlando Fire Department has added paramedics and EMTs in replacing 3 fire stations. Has added paramedics and EMTs and is replacing 3 fire stations. Okay, at the top of it, jobs. Again, you have failed us with bringing strong businesses here. You failed. Orlando is a leader in the country in job growth under Buddy Dyer. Growth is leading the effort to diversify Central Florida's economic and create a new breed of high-tech, high-wage careers for residents in cutting-edge industries such as digital media, life science, biotech, modeling, simulation, and training. Yeah, you have not really brought too much business. I mean, you've done some things, but it's time for new blood. In just over a decade, Medical City has attracted cutting-edge health and training facilities, world-renowned hospitals, and research. Yeah, I'm not going to read all of this. I just wanted to touch base on Buddy Dyer and his platform, diversity, equity, and inclusion. That's all you need to know. Buddy Dyer, he has fostered an inclusive government that embraces equality, diversity, and inclusion. For the last 9 years, Orlando has received a perfect score on the annual Municipal Equality Index, the Human Rights Campaign. What? Oh, creates Multicultural Affairs Committee, and Orlando became the first city in Florida to recognize the LGBT certified businesses. And last year, in the wake of a series of bills aimed at silencing the LGBT, Mayor Dyer leadership, city has added the LGBT community as a core part of the community investment program, which provides millions and millions of dollars in grants and grant funding to nonprofit groups making an impact. How is it that this group has been specially put to the side for all this LGBT, gender identity, all this stuff? What about normal people? Where's their specialty groups? Where's the specialty groups for the seniors? Where's the specialty groups for the young people? Where's the specialty groups for anybody else outside of this LGBTQ cult? I'm going to digress. Any event, affordable housing under you failed it. Oh, and this, in 2022, Mayor Dyer recommitted to his effort to announcing Accelerate Orlando, a plan to address both affordable housing and homelessness using $58 million in funds from the American Rescue Plan. He plans to invest in the creation of new affordable apartments for families and individuals, as well as developing units specifically for our workers, for low-income residents, and for LGBT. Any event, friends. We're going to move on. That is the Buddy Dyer platform. We are so proud to partner with businesses in the community, such as the Orlando Patriot. If you want to amplify your business voice on our program, please email us at citytalkpolitics@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. And for the Orlando Patriot, you can find them at orlandopatriot.com and get yourself 30% off on your purchase. So, that's going to conclude our episode today. We've taken a look at all 4 candidates in this mayor's race. I have to say I am excited to have gone through this, and it's very disappointing to see all of this LGBTQ stuff from Mayor Dyer, and this is what he is pushing on the community. All of this stuff, all of this money going towards housing and all this stuff for specific groups, people, the LGBT specifically, but the other people in the community, they don't have any specific specialty things that Buddy Dyer has put together. So I think that is doing a disservice as a mayor to have your favorites in the groups. Your favorite group is the LGBT. And that doesn't make up the majority of the population. It's just a minority. But we have a lot of other people here in the society. But again, diversity, equity, inclusion, LGBT takes full top of mind for Mayor Buddy Dyer. But it was good to see that the other candidates does not have these woke agendas at top of mind. So again, this is a platform for all voices, but this is my program, and I do tend to share my thoughts and my feelings on the subjects. And so we're going to conclude this episode. Thank you so much for watching. You watch via the City Talk Politics on YouTube, and you listen wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, and other platforms. I thank you. Thank you for taking a look at our Facebook page, City Talk on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. And again, check us out on the YouTube channel. My name is Amanya Salas, host of the City Talk Common Sense Politics podcast. I bid you a good day, and I thank you again for joining us. And again, if you would like to amplify your voice, showcase your business on our program, please email citytalkpodcast@gmail.com. No, it's citytalkpolitics@gmail.com. Again, citytalkpolitics@gmail.com to have a conversation. If you'd like to come on the program, if you would like to showcase your business, any of that, we welcome the dialogue amongst you, the audience, and the community. So I thank you. And again, you take care, and We'll see you in the next episode of City Talk, Common Sense Politics with I,